Kathrine Switzer? I asked that question of several people in the last few days. Not a single one knew the answer. That was several people too many. Kathrine Switzer is the first woman to officially enter the Boston Marathon in 1967 and broke barriers. But before Switzer, there was Roberta Gibb, who ran the Boston Marathon unofficially in 1966 as what they call a bandit. Gibb applied to run the marathon and was denied on the basis of being a woman. Race officials thought, and many people in the world of long distance running thought that women were physically incapable of running such distance. Gibb ran that 1966 race in 3 hours, 21 minutes, and 40 seconds, proving those officials wrong. Yet women still were not allowed to officially run the Boston Marathon. Kathrine Switzer broke more than just the rule when she ran Boston. Kathrine entered the Boston Marathon under the initials KB Switzer. They didn't know she was a woman. She got out there, she ran with a guy named Arnie, who she had trained with, and along with Arnie were, I think it was 2 other people, one of whom was her boyfriend. So there Kathrine was out there running. The race director, Jock Simple, he tried to drag her off the race path. Kathrine's boyfriend, I guess you could say, clobbered Simple, and the rest is history. Kathrine was able to continue on, and she finished that marathon in around 4 hours and 20 minutes. The fact is, Gibb, Switzer, and other women who dared run those early races all helped to open up opportunities for other women. Finally, in 1972, the Boston Marathon officially accepted women as competitors. I learned so much about Kathrine in this book, Marathon Woman. The following is an excerpt from Marathon Woman. It is about what was going on in Kathrine's mind right after she was nearly dragged out of the 1967 Boston Marathon. The distance, as it always does, gave me time to think and dissipated my anger. Jock Simple didn't take me seriously, and that's why he attacked me. My thinking rolled on. The reason there are no intercollegiate sports for women at big universities, no scholarships, prize money, or any races longer than 800 meters is because women don't have the opportunities to prove they want those things. If they could just take part, they'd feel the power and accomplishment, and the situation would change. After what happened today, I felt responsible to create those opportunities. Kathrine went on to run many marathons and far bested that 4:20 time with, I think it was a 2:51 and some change in her best marathon performance, if you're only talking about time. If you ask me, and if you ask her, her best performance happened at the 1974 New York City Marathon. She had to battle a lightning storm, yet while I think she said half the field bailed, not only was there a lightning storm, but that particular race, it was 95 degrees, she says. Yet she stayed, and she was able to complete that race in over 3 hours. Was it 3 hours and 7 minutes and some change? But really the bigger point was that she did not allow those conditions to stop her from completing that race. Now, if it were me, I probably would not have continued in the lightning, but she survived it. She did phenomenally well, and not only did she survive, she won. Kathrine was at the forefront of the efforts to create a marathon for women in the Olympics, and that dream finally became a reality in 1984. Kathrine is still out there running. In 2017, on the 50th anniversary of her historic run of the Boston Marathon, At age 70, she ran that marathon in 4 hours, 44 minutes, and 31 seconds. If you want to know how cool Kathrine Switzer is, check out her Facebook page. Here are just some of the things I learned about her on her page, Kathrine Switzer, Marathon Woman. Just this past October, she says, I finally broke 60 minutes in the 10K for the first time in 6 years. 58:34 in the Boston 10K for women. And that is just one thing that she has done recently. She says, January 12th in a post, believe it or not, I am in serious training for the 4-day healthy track hike here in New Zealand in March. Today was a 2-hour hike with a 15-pound pack on a hot day in hilly Wellington. And this is written by a woman who just turned 77, I think it was 7 days before. She still is fighting for women to have opportunities to move. And I just had to note that the top finishers in the 1984 Women's Olympic Marathon continue to make strides. Sadly, Greta Waite, the silver winner, is no longer with us, but the gold medalist, Joan Benoit Samuelson, has just as recently as 2022 won her age group in the London Marathon. A little over 3 hours and 20 minutes at the age of 65. And then Rosa Mota, the bronze medalist, just recently set a world record for the 65-year-old or so age category for the half marathon, which she completed in 1 hour and 26 minutes and some change. She also just set another world record for her age group earlier this month in the 10K, finishing that in under 40 minutes.